My people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome. But I see we are within and we are slightly confused as to why one of the board members at Bayern Munich decided to just throw Nicolas Jackson under the bus. So Nicolas Jackson's still our player. He's still a Chelsea player, and we're not here to defend him. I'm not precisely trying to defend him, but I'm puzzled. So I'd like us to break it down, guys. And you might have seen this outlet when this board member spoke. His name is Uli Hoeneß, and he just decided to express all emotion and give reference to the transfer window of Bayern and use Nicolas Jackson as the prime example. I don't know if Jackson did anything wrong. All we know so far is that Jackson is happy about his loan move. He wasn't wanted at Chelsea. He found a destination. He found a new home, and he needs to prove a point. He hasn't even played for Bayern. So this doesn't make sense. Let's read it out, guys. Let's quote the man. You get me? We're very satisfied at Bayern Munich or FC Bayern. We are the real winners of the summer transfer window. We have a strong team and didn't need to strengthen it much. Of course, we would have liked to sign Florian Wirtz, but we wouldn't have bought him for 150 million. Jackson is not a 16.5 million loan fee because the player and his agent are contributing 3 million. So that leaves 13.5. So he's informing us that Jackson wanted the move so badly, he was willing to tap into his own pocket. His agent was willing to release funds on his side. Is that necessary? We'll comment, guys. And there would definitely not be a permanent contract. Hmm. I've never seen this in my life, guys. That only happens if he plays 40 games from the start. So if he starts 40 games in the upcoming season or in the current season, sorry, he will never do that. Never. So the Bundesliga has 38 games. If you go all the way in the Champions League, you play 8 games in the league phase. Round of 16, that's 9. Quarterfinals, 10. Semis. So that's what? 12 games. So summation of that is 50 games. And then there's the DFB Pokal. I don't know how many games that is. Let's just say eight or so. In total, Bayern Munich could play up to 60 games this season. And I can agree, there's a high likelihood that Nicolas Jackson won't start 40 of those games. Interesting to add that in the contract, even more interesting and bizarre to share that publicly. It doesn't really make sense, guys, to share that. We don't need to know that. Fabrizio doesn't need to be reporting that. Journalists don't need to make that news. I don't think it's necessary pressure on Jackson. If it is pressure to make Jackson perform, prove a point, the timing is off. Jackson hasn't even played for Bayern Munich. He hasn't had a chance. He hasn't. You look at Bayern Munich right now. They have injuries to Musiala. Alfonso Davies, I believe, is also out for some time. In the midfield, they're not stacked. Leroy Sané left as well. You know, they brought in Luis Diaz. We understand that. In the central attacking midfield, who's really the main operator right now? Thomas Muller also left. They don't have Musiala, as we've said. So Jackson could operate as the central attacking mid, even though he might not start most games. Why would you use the word never? He'll never do it. Why is there a certain form of spite towards Jackson? This attitude, this energy from this board member, it sort of says we had a frustrating window. It doesn't sound like someone who really feels they are the real winners of the summer transfer window, as he stated in the beginning of this quote. It doesn't make sense. But just everything about this quote in the form of this article that we've quoted, guys, it's not necessary. It's really not. Game week 3. Like, what are you trying to prove? I feel for Jackson, though. I hope this motivates him more than it sort of like discourages him. Huge task on Vincent Kompany's hands to get this out of Jackson's mind. So everyone in Bayern Munich's locker room even knows that this player we're playing with even had to pay a certain fee towards the loan fee for him to even be here. So he was desperate. That's the word that will come to mind amongst his teammates. We better hope Jackson finds good chemistry. He gels in well at Bayern Munich. He finds that companion that brings comfort to him, makes him comfortable in Germany overall. Because a board member, not someone in the coaching staff, a board member at Bayern Munich coming out like this. Wow. Wow. But in advance, if Jackson doesn't start these 40 games, which is unlikely indeed, he can come back home. And I think how his CV will build up at Bayern Munich between now and the end of the season, we will find him a suitor. I mean, if we can find suitors for Nkunku, guys, you know what I mean? We will find him a suitor. We'll find him a home. But this is not a great start for life in Munich for our boy. You get me? But yeah, guys, on a lighter note, I'd like to have a discussion with you guys about what I've seen in this international break and reference two clubs. And I'd like to make a bold shout. I believe Spain go into the World Cup as favorites. And I'm not saying they're the best team, but I think Spain are going in as the favorites. And I'll reference Spain and England. English fans were quite frustrated with the fact that they could only beat Andorra 2-0. Now it's crazy because Tuchel hasn't lost. They haven't even conceded a goal under Tuchel. That's how good England have been. But all the games have been narrow wins, 2-0, maybe I think 1-3-0, 2-0s overall, right? That's the average. So they're not scoring a lot of goals. Then you look at Spain against Turkey, and Turkey, or Turkey, that's how you call it now. That's a goodish team. That's a team that did well. They're doing well. They have a bit of a golden generation going on. Yildiz, Gula, Demiral's a good defender of sorts. They have some quality in the team, but Spain just blew them away. Just put them aside. The quality of Spain was too much. So when I watched England and I saw the frustration online from English fans, I was like, I think this is a bit far fetched. I didn't think England fans needed to be, frustrated with the result because they won with a clean sheet, right? But then you look at how teams like Spain are performing, dispatching teams. And you look at it and ask the question, why can Spain do it but England can't? Why can't England beat Andorra 5-0? Because the football is not as free flowing. Managers are different, fair enough, and Spanish football is Spanish football. They don't need to exert too much stamina for them to open you up. The intricate passing, it's another level. So England are sort of being molded to win games, but maybe be difficult to break down on the other side, you could say. Be very good defensively, get that goal, win the game regardless, but do it the hard way. That could be the Tuchel way. Even Chelsea fans, we can sort of testify to that. We would score that goal, defend well. If we get the second, well and good. Otherwise, we can win 1-0. It's enough for Tuchel. You get me? So comparing Spain to England in that regard, there are concerns, but at the same time, the managers need to be put into perspective and the football being played. But now that I've watched Spain, I do think England needs to at least become a bit more intricate. And there are players in the England camp that were not even called up. Some are injured, Bukayo Saka's not there, Cole Palmer's not there, of sorts, other players as well. So maybe they can't be as free flowing. You can't even identify Tuchel's best team yet. But England should score a bit more goals, I'd say. And if they are to go to the World Cup, they can't just ride it out, ride or die every single game. Some games they need to just win comfortably so. Destroy the opposition, bro. You're England. You have the quality. I don't think Bellingham's been injured, actually, I believe. So there's also that to consider. Um, but yeah, guys, these are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. But I did start by saying Spain are going as favorites. The likes of Portugal must be considered. Germany looking a bit shaky, I would say. Portugal and Spain looking good. If we look at South America, Brazil are looking better now. Brazil look like they're taking shape. Argentina always, those are the world champions, so you can't overlook them. So in Europe, Spain and Portugal look good. Netherlands okay-ish as well. Struggled, struggled to beat. Was it hey, I can't believe I'm forgetting the country. Starts with an L. You guys know it. You get me. So yeah, these are my thoughts on what I watched between yesterday and today. And I enjoyed the football. Made the international break a bit easier. Still can't wait for the weekend, guys. You get me. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts, guys. I'm feeling for Jackson though. I really am. But he'll be alright. He'll be alright. You get me? Blessings, y'all.